Hi everybody, I'm Tara Strong and I'm the voice of Twilight Sparkle. I want any kid to raise their hand if their favorite pony is Twilight Sparkle. I better see every hand up right now. Whose favorite pony is Twilight Sparkle? I should see every hand up. Whose favorite pony is Twilight Sparkle? Okay, good. Okay, this is Megan.
And I'm Meghan McCarthy, and I'm the head writer for My Little Pony series, and also the writer of the Equestria Girls.
Who's your favorite pony?
Twilight Sparkle.
Good girl.
Spike.
Spike's best pony.
So we're going to start by reading this little book for you. It's Twilight Sparkle and the Crystal Heart Spell by G.M. Barrow. Chapter 1, A Crown Achievement. All of Equestria had been celebrating since the joyous wedding of Shining Armor and Princess Mia More Cadenza. Cadence, as she was called, was one of the most loving mares in all of Ponydom. The citizens of Equestria, including the newly recovered Crystal Empire, were living in a time of happiness and prosperity. Apples grew in the orchards, creatures big and small played in the lush green fields, and ponies of all three tribes lived in harmony. And now, another promising young royal had been inducted into the highest ranks of pony society. It seemed like the cherry on top of a delicious ice cream sundae.
What was that buttercream sundae?
Ponies of all kinds from the far reaches of Princess Celestia's kingdom were curious about the new princess who had just been crowned. She wasn't just any pony. This was a young unicorn pony with a violet-hued hide, a beautiful purple and pink striped mane, and incredible raw abilities. Her name was Twilight Sparkle, and she was indeed very special. Stories of her amazing magical gifts had even been passed along all the way from Francisco to Manhattan. These tales had started to become legendary, especially the one about the time she took on the formidable Ursa Minor on her own. Or better yet, the time she defeated the evil Queen Chrysalis in order to save the royal court of Canterlot. Every pony was excited to see what wonders would accompany such a unique princess's reign. Twilight was excited too. Not only did she bear an esteemed new title, but she had earned something unique as well. Twilight had received her very own set of wings, real Pegasus wings. She was officially a part of a special breed of pony called an alicorn. This meant that Twilight was now able to harness the magical powers of the unicorns, the flight abilities of the Pegasi, and the strength of a good, true heart of an earth pony. She was becoming more like her mentor, the talented and kind Princess Celestia, every day. Although it was very exciting for Twilight to become an alicorn, she didn't take her new gifts for granted. It was an honor to become part of something so rare and exclusive. She didn't care about all the shiny jewels and castle quarters she'd been given as part of the job. Twilight was happy to remain in Ponyville for now. She loved to spend time studying in her library with Spike, the baby dragon. He was totally a #1 assistant and has barrel of fun with her best friends. Luxurious castle furnishings could wait. Ever since Princess Celestia had sent Twilight away from Canterlot to study and learn the magic of friendship, she had really felt that Ponyville was her true home. Twilight was uncertain how she would feel if she had to leave it. And ruling her own kingdom, that was another story. It was true that Twilight Sparkle loved to help other ponies, to teach them the interesting facts she read about in the pages of her beloved books. She also enjoyed her position as designated leader of the Ponyville Winter Rally. But being in charge of the well-being of a kingdom of ponies didn't seem easy. She could tell that much from having studied with Celestia for all this time. Twilight was nervous. She still had so much to learn about being a leader. But then again, there was always more to learn. Twilight never seemed to be able to acquire enough knowledge on any subject. The world was so vast and fascinating. This goes on. One afternoon in Ponyville, just after the Pegasus had moved some clouds into the sky for a short rainfall, Twilight went home to scour every book in her library yet again. She was hoping for some guidance on exactly how a pony could become a great princess and leader. There was bound to be some information that could help a pony out. She thought she was onto something when she first laid a hoof on the pages of The Princess Bridal. It was one of her favorite stories about royal ponies, but not quite right. "Hey, what about this one, Twi?" Spike exclaimed, pulling a dusty book with a teal cover from one of the low shelves. He couldn't reach the higher ones without a ladder. Twilight perused the book titled Purple Rain by some pony named Crystal Ball. But that was no good either. It just had a ton of song lyrics in it.
Spike!
Twilight exclaimed.
What am I going to do?
She threw her hoof up into the air, exasperated.
I need some pony's help. I just know there's more to being a leader than what I already know.
Twilight began to pace around and around the room in her usual manner. She did this so often that the floorboards had worn down, forming a large circle. Spike liked to call it the Twilight Zone. Spike furrowed his scaly brow and clapped his claws together. "That's it! That's it!" He sprang up and knocked several titles from the shelf. A moment later, he appeared in the pile of fallen books, clutching one with a familiar blue and yellow cover. Twilight recognized it immediately as Daring Do and the Trek to the Terrifying Tower. She had already read all the books in the series about the fearless pony adventurer at least 3 times. Twilight cocked her head to the side.
I don't get it, Spike. What's Daring Do got to do with it?
Well, you know how Daring Do has to rescue a pony who's been locked in a tower surrounded by a moat filled with sharp-toothed piranhas?
Yeah? So?
And you know how she has to dive into the water in order to get to the tower even though fish are secretly her biggest fear?
Spike, spit it out already!
Twilight exclaimed.
Do you have any idea how to help me or not?
She was beginning to look a bit stressed. Her mane had got frizzy, and one of her eyes was twitching ever so slightly. Twilight took her responsibilities very seriously, sometimes too seriously. Well, basically Daring Do wants to overcome her fears once and for all. So she asked some older ex-adventurer ponies, like Professor A.B. Ravenhoof, for tips on how to do it. Spike spread his short arms wide in triumph. Aha! It was so obvious to It was so obvious to Twilight now. She needed guidance. Real guidance. From some pony who had been around the stable block a few times.
Why didn't I think of that?
Twilight's face lit up, thinking of all the ponies she could interview.
Good work, Spike. It's perfect.
Spike blushed. He loved nothing more than to be a good assistant to his best friend. But he could hardly say, "You're welcome," before Twilight Sparkle was out the door to find out about the great leaders of Equestria, straight from the horses' mouths.
There'll be a test at the end.
Who in Ponyville might be able to help me? Twilight said aloud as she trotted through the town square. Then she caught sight of Mayor Mare walking on the opposite side of the courtyard, heading into the town hall with a group of important-looking ponies. The mayor would be a good choice. She ran the whole town. She would definitely know a thing or two about leadership. It was a good place to start. But by the time she reached the steps of the town hall, the mayor was already behind closed doors.
Sorry, Princess Twilight. Senior Mint, the tall green guard pony. Oh. That's a green guard pony.
Oh, it's a green card. Want to be the green card?
There's a green guard pony in here. 1 second.
Sorry, Princess Twilight. Senior Man, the tall green guard pony said, Ms. Mayor Bear is in an important meeting about next year's summer sun celebration and won't be out for some time.
Twilight slumped in defeat. Oh, well, that's all right. But you don't have to call me, Princess. Just Twilight will do, she advised. Senior Mint nodded, embarrassed. Will you tell her I stopped by? Twilight asked. Maybe they could talk about being a leader later.
Yes, of course, Princess Twilight. Up to the corner of his mouth. Oh, I mean, just Twilight. He was clearly a bit nervous about it.
Thanks. She flashed her shiny white smile. turned on her hoof and headed back to square one, wandering around the town trying to come up with her next move. Suddenly, she smelled the scent of something sweet and scrumptious. Her tummy rumbled in response. Fresh cupcakes, extra icing, shouted Carrot Cake, the town baker. He pulled a pink and yellow cart filled with sugary deliciousies of every flavor and color, or delicacies of every flavor and color. Maybe it was time for a snack. Hello, Mr. Cake, Twilight said, trotting up to the cart, which had begun to draw a sizable crowd of hungry ponies, hoping to snag one of the fragrant delights. Twilight hadn't seen such a commotion since the last cider sale at Sweet Apple Acres. Mr. Cake nodded in response.
Hiya there, Twilight Sparkle.
Is this your new treat cart? She asked. What a wonderful idea.
Mrs. Cake and I are always trying to come up with new ways to share our desserts with the ponies at Ponyville.
Pumpkin Cake and Pound Cake, twin foals, giggled and trotted alongside their father. Pound Cake, who was a Pegasus, beat his little wings until he was hovering near a tray of pink and purple pastries. When his father wasn't watching, he sneakily snatched one and ate it in a single greedy bite. His sister, Pumpkin Cake, jumped as high as she could to grab one, but she couldn't reach. She finally used her unicorn magic to steal a blue cupcake and deliver it gently to her mouth. She licked her lips with a satisfied smile, then she burped. Plus, the babies love to get out of the shop, Mr. Cake continued, oblivious to his little foal's devious actions. He was too busy dishing out baked goods to the crowd of hungry town ponies. Fresh air sure does seem good. Twilight watched as Pumpkin and Pound Cake chased each other. They ran in circles through the legs of a nearby gray Pegasus pony. The pony wobbled helplessly before toppling over into a nearby rosebush. When she popped her head out, her lemon yellow mane was adorned with prickly thorns. Mr. Cake, do you have any muffins today? She called as he tried to climb out. Her hoof got caught on a branch, and she tumbled onto the soft grass. Fresh out of muffins, unfortunately, Carrot replied, looking concerned. Well, I'll take one cupcake, please. Twilight licked her lips in anticipation. Mr. Cake reached inside the glass display case, but all that was left were crumbs. Oh dear, we seem to be out of everything, he frowned. His business venture was more successful than he'd expected. Why don't you trot back to Sugar Cube Corner with us, Carrot offered. Mrs. Cake is sure to have whipped up some more by now. Twilight hesitated. She was supposed to be on a fact-finding mission, not lounging around Ponyville eating sweets. Her stomach rumbled again and Pumpkin Cake giggled. I guess that's my answer, Twilight said ruefully. Just for a few minutes, though. Then I'll have to get back to my quest. The twins cheered and hopped on Twilight's back for a ride to the bakery. Giddy up, they chorused.
Mrs. Cake, this rainbow sugar delight is really delicious, Twilight said with a full mouth. Dolled with pink icing made its way down her chin. Rarity would have been appalled at her bad manners. Excuse me, she said, shifting her face. I don't mean to make you run like this, but I really must be on my way. Of course, Princess, Mrs. Cake said, bowing quickly. She stood up and continued to pipe a tube of icing onto a strawberry layer cake, creating a beautiful border of plump roses in the process. Twilight blushed with embarrassment.
You really don't have to call me that.
Twilight replied, this princess business is tricky. Maybe she should put up a banner in the town square telling every pony to treat her as they normally would.
I'm just the same old Twilight. Really?
She caught sight of her reflection in the shiny cake display case. Other than the new wings, she still looked the same. She wasn't even wearing her tiara.
In fact, I don't really know how to be a princess at all. That's what I'm doing today. I'm trying to ask some older ponies what it means to be a leader. But I don't want to ask Princess Celestia. That would be embarrassing. And when I tried to go see Mayor Mare, she said she was busy and...
Everything seemed to spill out at once. Mrs. Cake furrowed her brow in motherly concern. My goodness, that sounds like quite a sticky situation. Why don't you visit your big brother and Mrs. Cadence? Twilight brightened at the suggestion. What a great idea! Her BBBFF, big brother best friend forever, shiny armor, and new petty sister-in-law have much more royal experience than she did. Older siblings were practically made for giving guidance.
You're a genius! They're bound to have some royal advice.
Carrot Cake popped his head in from the storeroom. We're not out of royal icing. We have a whole carriage full back here, my dear. No, Carrot, Mrs. Cake shouted back. Royal advice for Twilight. She shook her head and sighed. Stallions, they never listen. Twilight chuckled as she made her way out the door.
In that case, maybe I'd better talk to Cadence and not Shining Armor.
She was feeling much more confident now that she had a real plan.
Thanks for the terrific tips